Let me give you some numbers. 10. The number of days it took to write the first draft of Embassy. 13. The number of hours I spent writing each day while writing the first draft of Embassy. 15,000. The average number of words I wrote per day. 151,000. The total number of words that were in the first draft of Embassy. And 656. The number of book-sized pages that were in the first draft of Embassy. Okay, so you're probably thinking, wait a second, I thought that you said this was a video about writing slow. And it is, trust me, I'll get to that part. But I wanted to let you know those numbers for a reason. I wrote the first draft of Embassy very, very quickly. 10 days to write 151,000 words isn't exactly normal, and I've never done it again. There aren't that many people I know who can write that many words in such a short amount of time, and I would be very hard pressed to do it again. In fact, I don't know if I ever could. The reason I wrote so many words in such a short amount of time is because I had just come off of a rock bottom in my fight against depression in 2013, and Embassy was really my anchor. It's what kind of kept me steady, and I gave all of my attention to it for 10 days straight. This was back in January of 2013, and I basically skipped 10 days of classes, and I only wrote that book. I wasn't hanging out with friends. Really, while I was writing that book, all I did was wake up, go to Starbucks, and sit there writing until they closed. Now, let me give you some more numbers. 22. The number of months between the first draft of Embassy and its publication. 14. The number of drafts I wrote before publishing Embassy. 51. The number of times I rewrote the first chapter before I found the one that worked best. 76,000. The number of words that are in the final draft of Embassy. I literally cut the book in half. Completely rewrote it and cut the word count in half. 339. The number of pages that are in the final draft of the book. So you can see how after I wrote the first draft, I drastically slowed down. And really that's how I've stayed ever since. Now it takes me several months to write the first draft of a book, and more than a year usually to get the book into publication. Resonance, the second book in my current series, took 15 months from the first draft to the publication. And when Perhilid, the third book in the series, is published this October, it will have been 23 months since I started writing the first chapter. You know, writing is a process. It's like any other art. Some people, you know, they can fly through it, and other people spend years and years and years just perfecting this craft. There are no tricks or gimmicks. There are no magical elves that appear in the middle of the night and type the entire thing for you, so that when you wake up, it's magically there. No, it takes patience, it takes a lot of thinking, and it takes a lot of caffeine too. You know, you're gonna get carpal tunnel. You're gonna be sitting there every day typing or handwriting even, and handwriting this happens a lot faster. Your arms will be aching, your fingers will be aching. You're gonna get restless. You're gonna get on the internet more often than you'd like. You're gonna get caught staring at the cute guy sitting across the coffee shop. But as long as you make time to write, make time to do your art, you're going to eventually get to the end. I can tell you right now, like, there are days I can write 3,000 words, no problem. They just come to me, and I fly through writing. And then there are days where I am just beating my head against the computer and hoping something coherent comes out because I have no idea what I'm doing. There are some days where I'll sit there, I won't know what to write, and so I just go back and I read the last few pages and I edit and edit and edit. And you'll oftentimes hear people tell you not to do that. Don't edit the first draft of your book until it's finished. Even for me, I've been doing this forever, and I still do that. Call it a bad habit, call it what you will. It helps get you back in the mindset, you know. It can help jump your memory, can get the creative juices flowing if you just read through and maybe think of a new tangent to go off of. But in the end, you know, writing is like the stock market. If you stick with it in the long run, it will probably pay off. Whether it's months or years down the line, you're going to eventually be holding that first draft in your hands. Give it even more time, that first draft is going to have red marks all over it, and eventually you're going to be holding a book in your hands. Writing is all about just sticking with it. Some people will feel like they just can't finish this book, and so they'll start a new one, and years down the road, they're going to have a bunch of unfinished books. Here are some more numbers. 13. The number of years I've been writing novels. 6. Including period, the number of books I've written. 3. For about the past year or so, 3 hours is about the average amount of time that I've spent writing or editing every single day. Since 2013, it's been almost every single day I've been doing this. 2. The number of pages I edit per day when I'm going over the review of beta reader edits. Because when I'm going through edits that my beta readers made, I'm looking at 6 different people's comments, and I'm just trying to craft everything that they say from their perspectives into strengthening the story. So I will spend a long time on each page in this stage of the process in order to make it as effective, as impactful, as emotional, and as smooth flowing as I can, based on what they, as editors and readers, have told me. 6. The number of months it takes me to get through the beta reader stage. And with my 6 beta readers right now, we do about a chapter a week. Some of them go faster. Some people are doing a chapter a week, but when it's all said and done, there are 24 chapters in this book, so that's 24 weeks. So like I said, it's a drawn out process. It's a very long process that you just stick with, and you come out on the other side and your book is way stronger than it began. So just remember, whether you're writing a book for Nano, or if this is just something you're doing for fun, or you're doing it for work, or you're selling books, if you're self-published or traditionally published, writing is a process. Different people are going to move through this process at different speeds, and there's no wrong way to get through it. As long as you're putting in the time, as long as you're making an effort, you're eventually going to have this draft. But just remember, art cannot be rushed. In order to be appreciated by the audience, it must first be appreciated by the creator. Just remember, you can check out my books, Embassy and Resonance. They are the first 2 books in the Recovery series. It's a futuristic science fiction series. And the 3rd book is going to be coming out on October 17th, 2017. And here it is. This is the 2nd draft of it. We're on the 5th draft right now. Remember, you can check out the website, which is www.experiencedeleona.com, which is like the companion website to go with the books. It has extra content behind the scenes, just kind of goes deeper into the world than the books do. And remember, with every purchase of Embassy or Resonance, or any book that I write from here until forever, 50% of all profits are being donated to environmental and wildlife conservation causes. Right now I'm donating to Wild Aid, which is based out of California. And currently all the donations I'm sending are going to help end the shark finning industry. And remember, you can also just go on to wildaid.org and donate directly to them. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you next time.